Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the YouTube North American Derby between Northernlion and Sinvicta. If you have not watched episode 172, please go back and watch it. A crazy match back and forth between the two. I did not know who was going to win going into the final round. It was that crazy, and not because the scores were super close. So please check that out on their channels. Sinvicta did pull out the win last time, which ties us up for wins in 2020, 53 apiece. Their average score staying about the same. Northernlion still has a big lead in aces. The win for Sinvicta kind of maintains our recent form for these two with back and forth wins and losses and over the last 5 meetings between them. Let's jump to our map profile next. We can see this map is created by Mapper. We're on Diverse World as always. It has over 10,000 plus hand-picked locations designed to balance the number of guesses in each country and remove bad cameras, photospheres, and just ungodly, horrible locations where you don't have a prayer of being able to find out where you are. So this is the most popular map created by the community in Geoguessr. It's been played over 1.4 million times, yes, million, and has over 20,000 likes. Wow, it is a great map. If you've never played it, I would definitely recommend it to go check it out. Okay, let's get into the game without further ado.
3, 2, 1, good luck. 3, 2, 1, good luck.
Good luck, have fun.
There we go. Starting off in a very interesting location, very open. Northernlion and Sinvicta both looking at the very same house. The writing is a bit hard to read. But European signage that doesn't look like Europe is a good sign we're in New Zealand or Australia, given the quality of the camera and the locations. I'd probably say New Zealand to start us out. Yes, Sinvicta now is showing us some Pacific Island kind of vocabulary, which definitely we see in New Zealand more than Australia. We should put us down in New Zealand. Northernlion also seeing a nice sign, but not a whole lot to go off of. They're moving in opposite directions, which is good to note because Northernlion has a great set of signs there. And of course he's very quick to switch around. Makes it hard for me to catch it on screen. There we go. Now go back and look at those signs. Very nice. I think actually Sinvicta might have the most information right now as to where we are. Northernlion with lots of signs and cities, but none of those can give him much hope. Oh, but sure enough, there we go. He has a good inkling to put us in New Zealand. Well done. Well done. And Sinvicta will follow with a similar location. Well, hopefully looking for a city he can find in New Zealand. Very nice. So both of our players recognizing where we are. No one's going to be in the wrong country in the first round at least, which should keep this game competitive. Ooh, Sinvicta with another really good road sign. Definitely give him an advantage about where to look if you can find those other cities. New Zealand though is well known for having lots of little towns that don't always show up until you zoom in quite a ways. Always gives players a bit of a hard time if you don't know exactly where you are. I've never been to New Zealand myself, so I don't know my way around too much. Oh, he has found the city though. Way to go, Sinvicta. He's found the nearest port of call. He'll be looking to put us down. He should now move back to the start to see if he can better lock down his location every point is going to count in any match between these two. So he would do well to do that. Heading south now for Sinvicta over a bridge. Let's take a look at NL. NL is kind of wandering around. He has jumped back to the start, interestingly enough. Still continues to move west. Checking out some signs, but nothing really to give it away. He has not returned to the map to search out for the city he has. He does a little bit of zooming. He's going to guess with only 3 seconds left. 4793 is not a bad guess, but we already know Sinvicta is going to. There we go. 4995. Sinvicta, I did not catch. He did not go back to the start and try to pinpoint his location. That's usually what he does, but maybe he's poisoned up a little bit. He's not spending as much time on things anymore and trying to get a general feel. Does cost him a few points, but probably did help him out in the long run, at least. So Sinvicta takes a 22-point lead. No, sorry, a 202-point lead over Northernlion. That was a tens place off. It was a digit off. As we get into round number 2. Oh, and right away from NL, Sinvicta a little bit behind on the click. There we go. NL showing us off some nice Eastern European architecture. I would not be surprised if this was Russia. Oh, sure enough, we do have the Cyrillic alphabet for Northernlion. Trying to read Cyrillic sideways. Always a good time. Now this is a tough location to try to work your way out of. Oh, Sinvicta has seen a sign that says Moskva, but it's probably just a street. It's not likely to be the city we're in. Northernlion looking in Eastern Russia. Interesting. Wonder what gave him that idea. Sinvicta circling some Russian. Yes, we are probably in Russia. Nice city bus for Northernlion, and if he can get to the side of the bus, he might show him where to go. Now that is a state flag. If we take a look at what NL has here, that's a state flag or a nation flag of Russia. So if for people who don't know, Russia is technically a federation of, I don't know if they call them countries, maybe states. And each of those are to some extent autonomous. They each have their own crests and seals from history past. So that kind of deer definitely should give them a clue. We are where we are. I actually don't know where that one is. I'm a little rusty on my Russian state flags. But my guess would be more south and east, if not south central. So south of Moscow, if anything, if my memory isn't failing me, that is. But Russia, definitely a country where you should be on top of your knowledge because it won't give you a lot most of the time. And every little bit you can get will really help you. Sinvicta now seeing the same sign NL saw earlier. So they have an even share of information at least. Ooh, NL with a great sign. Check this out. Really good. To definitely help him be able to search for something. Let's see if my state flags are helpful. I don't think we're that far south. Sinvicta still looking around Moscow. It's a safe bet. If you're in a large city and you don't quite know where we are, you won't lose a ton of points by guessing slightly east or south of Moscow. you need a pin location, that's where you kind of default go in Russia. The Google Street View coverage in Russia is largely focused around that western part of the country. Only a few roads extend east, and then there's a few locations in northern Russia if you don't exclude photospheres. Northernlion still looking at that sign, looking for something else. Maybe to find on the map. Nizhny Novgorod was our location. Very nice. Both players choosing somewhere near Moscow. Sinvicta, again, taking advantage of that good, just kind of default pin placement for Russia. If you have no idea, can be in that area. Nizhny Novgorod. Here's a good tip for you in Geoguessr. If you are in a big city, and it's probably not Moscow, and it's not St. Petersburg, given Geoguessr coverage, Google Street View coverage, it's not a bad city to guess. It's probably going to be third or fourth on your list, but if you can check off the first couple and you don't know what to do, it's not a bad place to put your pin down. So Sinvicta with a 4,091 point on that round gets another 100 and some odd points on NL, who scored 3,872. Very nice. Nizhny Novgorod has gotten me a few times in Russia. I'm like, this has to be a suburb of Moscow or somewhere further south, but then, oh, I forget about that big city in the east. So I always double check myself. Ooh, right off the bat, for round 3, we are definitely looking at an Australian guess? Is that or South African? Wide open, dusty desert roads are definitely characteristic of one of the two. English won't do much to separate them, unfortunately, because they both speak English. Weird car view definitely tells me we're probably in South Africa. Yep, sure enough, Northernlion, has seen a great road sign that's very blurry because his internet hasn't loaded it. There we go. RN521, that R road designation is an indication of South Africa. So he should start scanning. That somewhat Afrikaans or Dutch looking town name should put us closer to the western side of the country, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Western half, if I had to make a guess right now. Sinvicta, don't worry, has not seen anything. He has not found that road sign. Oh, Northernlion has found the location. Let's just take a quick look at that again. He's found the cities on the map. He's found one or two of them at least. So NL is going to get 49, I would say close to 8. Oh, there we go, 4997, an early guess. He's going to have to just sit back and enjoy his lovely point screen with that high point tally, while Sinvicta probably scrambles with 2 minutes left to find something, with Northernlion comfortably sitting back a good score. That'll probably earn him a few points back on Sinvicta, unless he's really lucky. Sinvicta, what are you doing, buddy? No. We are not in Senegal. Wait, Senegal, it was a French colony, Sinvicta. More French than English in Senegal, if I am not mistaken. Oh no, this could be it for Sinvicta. For NL here, Sinvicta putting us down in the wrong country. Those coat of arms, the website which he has covered probably even helps him. Yes, it does. It says ZA. Oh. Okay, you've got to know that South Africa. There we go, Sinvicta. Good job. I'm not saying that top level domain of that website is going to help you. Zambia. It's not be, is it? SA is South Africa. Northernlion has gotten the location. Sinvicta, 45 seconds, 40 seconds now to find the city. It probably won't happen. He barely even knows what country we're in. So the odds of him scoring, I mean, he'll have at least 4,000 points. No, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll be just under 4. Oh no, it is in Northern Africa, South Africa, so he will get 4,000 points. But yeah, 4,606 from Sinvicta. That will lose him the lead. He had a 300 or so point lead, and he just lost 89 points. Quick math. So it should be practically tied going into the next round. A very lucky guess to pick Northern South Africa by Sinvicta. If he would have put us further south, he probably would have definitely put himself in a hole he could not come back from. This game has been very close. Northernlion not dropping any points at all. So we can see Sinvicta, the first to click on this one, has a total of 13,692. Oh, he still has a 30-point lead, actually, on Northernlion. Exactly 30-point lead. Northernlion 13,662. So my quick math in my head was not quite accurate, but Northernlion pretty much wiping the deficit he had off in one guess. Definitely puts this game back into doable territory again for both of them. Some Spanish on the sign for Northernlion. There we go, very nice sign for Northernlion. Sinvicta also with some good street signs that a little bit messed up because of the camera. You can bring them into view. We'll bring those up. Welcome ticket booth. He's got an English sign as well. Oh, we have a U.S. post office. That probably means we're in Puerto Rico. And NL not slow on the draw either. It immediately drops us down in Puerto Rico. That's a good find by NL. If he didn't see that, we only had really saw Spanish. So it might have been throwing him off to put him further in south, like in Central South America or South America. But the flags and the U.S. Postal Service is a big get for NL. Sinvicta, seeing many country flags, probably doesn't know exactly where we are. We'll see. Doesn't put a pin down. He's trying to probably decide which of those small islands to put us in. And he does settle on Puerto Rico, so that will keep this round close, at least for now. About a minute and a half to go for our two explorers here. Yeah, very confusing signs. NL giving us the furrowed brow. Not quite sure what he's looking at here, but has seen the U.S. Post Office and some U.S. companies, so that should be a little bit of a clue. Sinvicta looking around into the streets. Maybe he already thinks he knows the city. It's a little bit premature, unless he's seen something. We haven't really seen too much to pinpoint a city. Again, not a whole lot. Northernlion has found, looks like the Canadian flag. I couldn't tell what that was, but I would have laughed if it is the Canadian flag. I don't think he's going to go over there to check it out. He knows the country. Sinvicta seems to have convinced himself he knows the city, which can be a little dangerous. He's only got 30 seconds left. If he's spending his time looking for something like that when he doesn't know it, it can be a little bit dangerous. 20 seconds now, getting down to the last few moments. Doesn't appear as either one of them is going to find anything. And if they do, they might not have the time to quickly... Now, Sinvicta might have... Maybe he's been here? I don't know. Maybe that's what he knows this location. Oh, and it is. He does know the location. Northernlion putting us across the island. So I'm not exactly sure. I must have missed it, but Sinvicta either had some knowledge going into this, or he got lucky with a city name. For Ponce, I believe, something like that, right? Which is across the island from San Juan, which gives him another 160 something point advantage. Very, very close. But Northernlion a bit unlucky. Knew the island, but wasn't quite able to find the city. I didn't see anything that would have really made it obvious. Sinvicta maybe knew something he saw. Ooh, and for round 5, we finish off in Japan. Great. My neck of the woods. I didn't see that sign, but Sinvicta will give us a chance to look at it. Here we go. Can you look up Sinvicta? Oh, Kanazawa. Oh, okay. We are on the western coast of Japan. They both have the nice national road, 249. There's Kanazawa right there in Kanazawa Prefecture, but Sinvicta, you saw it and you just zoomed way too fast. Oh, see how long he spends looking at that. And now also looking at some signs. Now we're not in Kanazawa, but we do appear to be east of Kanazawa, which does give us a bit of a clue. You can tell we're east based on the fact that up sort of north, we will hit an intersection and you can turn left, head west into Kanazawa. So we are east of Kanazawa. Northernlion here with another good sign. If he goes back and takes a look at it. Having trouble actually landing on the right location. No, that's Ehime. You're in Shikoku. Kanazawa, yeah. Oh, actually south. Now 249 and prefectural road of 265. That's some good information for Northernlion. I do love me a Japanese guess. He's guessed Totori, which is actually a really good guess if you're just dropping a pin down. Sinvicta getting lost in the weeds a bit. Trying to find this city. I think he just started zooming in way too far. There's Kanazawa. He passed it again. Oh, Sinvicta. Oh, Sinvicta. Oh, I think he thinks he's found the road, but it's not right. The really tricky thing about Japan is that the national roads are numbered from north to south, so they do have an order, but they repeat. So like, for example, 1 to 49 will be north to south, but then 50 will be back on the northern part of the island again, mostly Honshu, the main island, and then go down to like 120 or something, or 200 in the south, and then 121 will be way up north again. So knowing those kind of Sinvicta has put us in Toyama, which is close to Kanazawa. Good guess. I think he has found it. Now Northernlion now scrolling right over the location, looking for the small little towns. Oh, there's Wajima. He's found Wajima and Shizu. So he is going to do very, very well, but Sinvicta knows where we are too. This is not going to be enough to come back from a 200 point deficit, 205 point deficit. He really needed Sinvicta to stay up in the Tohoku, northern region of Japan. That would have been enough to get him a couple hundred points, but they both have found the region. Now Northernlion just looking for the road. He's found it, but I would like to see these players go back to the starting location. Oh, there's Wajima. Sinvicta. Oh, he actually is not going to see it, but is it going to be enough? No, it's not. It's not going to be enough. That's 200 point, not even 200 point difference is not going to be enough. Northernlion 4969, a great location. Sinvicta, buddy, you need to really work on your map kind of browsing skill, because you had those cities in your screen, on your screen rather, for so long and just were not looking at everything you've got. Spent a lot of time searching the map. Fortunately rather, it did not cost him. It's unfortunate for NL rather. Did not cost him the game, but it did cost him a couple hundred points, which in other games is definitely enough to lose there. But Sinvicta 4783. So let's see if we can get our points tallied to see exactly how close these two are. There we go. Northernlion has it for us. Let's bring it up so it's easier to read. Sinvicta 23471. Northernlion 23452. That's what? That has to be like 18 points. Where's my? I need to do math. Never do math on screen. 19 points? Yeah, 19 point difference. That let me actually check that the stats screen here. Some Redditors have done a great job at compiling all the stats for NL and Sinvicta's competition matchups. Here we go. Yes, it is indeed. This is the smallest margin of victory ever. 19 points, beating out episode 53, which has 35 point difference. That's about half the points. Really almost nothing separating these two in this one. Unbelievable. Especially compared to the last match, which was so back and forth with big misses by both players. This one to come down to less than 20 points is really, really incredible. Close to the end. Not a moment to waste in this one. NL, if we can get Sinvicta's stats on screen, we can look at the round by round to see exactly how this broke down. But is Sinvicta not going to click on the challenge high score? There he is. There we go. So he gets Northernlion by about 200 points in the first round. About 100 and something points in this, almost 200 points in the second. Loses by almost 400 in the third. That resets us down to almost even. And then gains another 100 some points and then loses another, oh man, just back and forth, but not in terms of thousands, but just in hundreds or even double digits only between the two. What's interesting to note is that Sinvicta was a total of 608 kilometers off. Northernlion, 631. So they are almost 19. They're 23 kilometers off about. It's almost the exact same difference in kilometers as in points, which sort of makes sense because points are based off of kilometers. But Sinvicta with, again, probably the best round in the game, and also one of the worst. No, that's Northernlion, actually. The best and the worst. But Sinvicta, a rare, consistent game for Sinvicta. I was about to say, Sinvicta is a little bit more back and forward than NL. NL is more consistent in his guesses. But did drop round 2, which is probably the biggest thing that cost him was round 2. Yeah. Wow, very close between these two. Definitely break down the stats a little bit more, but I think you get the general picture of how close this was with the 19 point difference separating. With that, I believe that gives Sinvicta, the advantage, if I'm not mistaken, that's 2 wins in a row for him, and that gives him a 1-point lead going into the break. For those of you who don't know, NL is having a baby soon. Congrats, NL. He will be taking some time off, so the series will be on hiatus. I love making these videos and doing these commentaries, especially between these two. They're great competitors, and I love how they try to keep their video in sync, which means a lot less headaches for me. So I definitely will probably be going back through some of the archives. I may look at the stats sheet that has been put together and try to find some classic El Clasico matchups between these two and cast those while NL is on break. But also, Sinvicta has kind of floated the idea of bringing on a substitute in place of NL to keep making some Geoguessr, so we'll have to keep an eye on that for future videos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.